How's everybody doing? I was trying to sneak in. I'm not sure if I was. What can you buy off me tonight? You know what, man? You started that right off. Uh, yeah, I forgot to ship something. Whoever it was that bought the blue crawler from me, comment, send me a message or something, because I was looking at my rack today, my rack, and man, I'm like, why is that sitting here? It shouldn't be here. I've got to get that shipped. That guy bought that like 2 weeks ago. Man, that was I was like, oh man, it was kind of nutty. I'm like, what the heck? Yes, Marcus, it is a nice rack of all kinds of stuff. So, all right. Oh no, Adventures, you were the first one. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that, Marcus. Clayton, yeah, red nice. Mark, what's up? Paul, hey Paul, I've got your inserts done. Can you believe it? So your big 5.80 Baja Pro X inserts are done. What's up, Dak? Marcus. Rich, what's up, buddy? F3, hey, buddy. All right, Paul, I will be here. Got nothing planned to go anywhere. I got videos and videos and videos to do. I want to show you guys something real quick. These are new axles by Vitavon. These are for the H10. Yep, apparently he has now taken on some Vanquish stuff. And these things are nice. The stub axles behind the hex area is 6 millimeters, which is a pretty common thing for Arthur to do. He does that quite a bit. So this right here is really, really nice. Well, I've already got scratches on it, but that's set up nice right there. Let me see here. What's up? Have any drones? I do have a DJI drone. It's the Mini 3 Pro, I believe it is. It's actually pretty good. What's up, Chainsaw? Discovery. Yeah, what do you think is a fair price for a brand new unboxed sealed Vitera Ascender Suburban? Oh, wow. Brand new sealed Vitera Ascender. See, that's pretty cool because, number one, they don't make them anymore. Hey, Nitro, what's up? Did I miss your comment somewhere? But number one, it's not made anymore. Number two, it's sealed in a box. Honestly, I'm not exactly sure, but I think 500 might be about the right ballpark for that, man. On the price of them, I didn't get to see that yet. I'm sure they are listed on the website. I hope they are. If not, I'm leaking something by accident. But I will tell you this much, they're beefy. I got back from crawling in a new spot. Oh yeah? I feel special. Nitro Pimp, you are special. You're a pimp that likes the nitro. Sure makes decent stuff. Valiant One, welcome, buddy. Man, I know, let's see here. I know the guys at RC Junkyard. I'm sure he'll pop in, maybe Stacy or somebody will pop in. And he loves them things. Every time he sees one, he goes after it. He makes pull trucks out of these things. I don't know how he keeps those axles alive. I could barely keep them alive with 1.9s like normal stuff, but he somehow manages to keep them alive. So if you guys see Tommy Tyson and I don't, tell him to scroll up and check that post out right there by Rich B. Or Rich, if you see Tommy Tyson or Stacy pop in, let them know. How many idolize your lifestyle? Did you know how many idolize my lifestyle? How's it feel? Red Knives, man, I gotta be. I'm serious. This has been 2 years of amazing. May the 1st, coming up in just a few days, will be my 2 years no job, as in no normal job. my lifestyle is good. I think it's going to get a lot better. Um, but I got a feeling there's a lot of things on the way, and that's all I can say. But it is throughout my entire life with the day job, with all that. Um, I really did not want to get up and go to work. I mean, nobody does. I mean, if you love to get up and go to work, you must be in a specific industry that requires you to go back to bed if you actually like that lifestyle. So, but anyway, uh, yeah, I love what I do. I really do. And I hope I never have to go clock in anywhere again. I really hope so. Now, Marcus, you're talking about inserts. If you recall the video where I did the inserts that didn't really work out too well, I think I fixed the problem. So when I was talking about these inserts, I mentioned internal structure. All the inserts, including like a pro code right here or whatever I happen to have, whatever everybody else is making, it's always like a core of some sort. It varies wildly between different designs. And then you have everything coming out, and most of the time it's very visible. These are not. So, but what I've done to this, when I was testing out the inserts, I've got these in here right now, and I can tell you they are. It's almost like, how do I put this? It's almost like it's not quite at pro code level yet, okay? But I feel it has potential to equal the pro code in the way that the structures are. I'm probably not going to be able to show you in here, but there are tubes inside of this, and you can see the tubes on the outside, but the tubes give it the anti-roll. Okay, look at that now. That is really nice right there. This one is in here, like I mentioned. This is a softer version. This one, so I can get this just right, you can see it's got a little bit more give to it. And overall, the design of this one with the same infill is actually a lot softer than this one. So I've got another one of these on the printer. These will go into the front tires right here. So as these, once I get these going, these are going to be very, very specific. Okay, like right now, these are specifically for these tires right here, the deluxe tires, the Iron Rocks. Now, when I get to make these for the regular 1.9s, then it's just a centerpiece that has to be adjusted, moved, and it sounds a lot simpler than it is. Sometimes it's a lot of moving and adjusting just to get a couple millimeters of difference. So, but regardless of all that, I do believe these will also fit the Injora XHX pins. And I do believe they'll also fit another set of tires that I have that is unnamed, and I cannot even show you. I cannot even mention who makes them. All I can say is that they are a pin tire, and from what I can tell, looking at them, giving them the good old squeeze job, they're actually really nice. I've also got another set of tires from this mysterious company, and they're aggressive. Okay, so yeah, but these are almost ready to go to the website. I've got more testing to do because I really don't like to release something unless I really test it. And not all my testing comes with, videos. Sometimes I'll give them to my buddies locally and say, hey, go do this. They're happy. It's free inserts. They usually work decent enough, or they come back and say, ah, it's garbage. So I wasted their time. All right, let me get back to you guys here. Do I plan to get the Arlo JK07? Adam, man, I've got the Jeep, and other than like wheelbase motor, brushless motor, which will go right into this one, I'm running out of room again. So I might be a little more picky on what I get and what I don't get. So anyway, Marcus, these will actually take up the entire carcass. Like these right here, it's hard to see. There is maybe 1 millimeter at most of air gap. Maybe 1 millimeter. And that 1 millimeter allows the tire to work on this insert. This is not a directional insert. It's not like a cheat code. It's certainly not a pro code. I do feel the pro code still had the advantage. However, there's a lot of guys that don't want to deal with trimming with foams. Even though foams, in my opinion, still offer a lot to the crawler community. They really do. So with that said, being able to have the foam for the rebound and drivability of a foam, and then having the insert to control the side roll, that's a big deal in my opinion. So that's why I still believe that the pro codes are the best way to go. Plus, they cost less. They print faster, use less material, so they cost less in the end. It's just as simple as that. Let me see here. Are those going to take the entire case? Yes. Anyone has the file for inserts? That way I can print them myself. Corwin, if you go to Thingiverse and look around, there are insert files out there. And that's actually where I started. I got the file off of Thingiverse. I'm like, huh, okay. Into the slicer, slice, boom, print, and let's see what happens. It was a brick. I mean, it was hard as heck. The one thing about printing inserts, to get them soft enough to work, but not fall over, to get them durable to last at least, a while, a while could be 1 month of really hard driving. It could be 6 months. It could be 7 months. So they've got to have some durability in there as well. And they have to work. It's like if I was to sell these to somebody and all they do is stretch the foam on there, which this has happened. They'll stretch the foam on here, and some foams will actually rip if you don't trim that middle out. The ones on the iron rocks will actually rip, just so you know. I've done that. Yeah, you got to do your work, because like I say, I'm going to tell you guys this again. You are the pro in pro code. Oh, that was corny. That was corny. Pin tires are for cheater rigs. Now we have a class. We're actually going to call it the cheater class, where you can actually run the pins. And our class 3 here, we're going to allow next year these tires by Upgrade RC. These are the razor wires, guys. These are really good tires. These are really good tires. You will be seeing them a lot on the channel. But we allow ruptures in those in our class 3. In our cheater rig, you absolutely can run pins if you want. It's up to you. See, pin tires are for cheater rig. Chainsaw, you got the new Capra. So you got the newest one, right? With the better gearing and all that. It's a big deal. They changed more than just the gearing. The diffs are better at sliding over things. The gearing in the transmission, which is the obvious thing, right? But the shocks are so much better. Because with the original Capra, man, you take it out of a box and you go crawl it. Within 5 minutes, I wanted to kick mine. I was like, what is up with this thing? Because every Capra, you have to control the suspension. If you don't control the suspension, you are not going to have a good time. At least I didn't. In fact, I tried to comp out here. I think we were running class 3 or something like that, or a Capra class or something. I tried to comp a box stock Capra. Guys, 2 courses out of 4, I gave up. I put the thing on the table. I called it quits. It was so bad. But with that said, a little bit of work, a little bit of control on that Capra, man, they are incredible. Just so you know. Let me see here. Chad Harvey, what's up, buddy? South Florida, the Nerd King. Bro, I sent a guy to you for execution, a nitro guy with a set of Muse axles. Oh, you have to message me his name. Maybe he's already ordered. I don't know. Build a second story on the house or build another building. No, I've got a game plan. Don't worry. Difference between the 2 different Muse Isokinetic portal axle for 110 portal axle is for 110 Capra. Do I know what the difference is in the 2 different Muse Isokinetic portal axle for the 110 Capra? They have a second one? If they have a second one, I would love to see this because I haven't heard about a second one. The only one I know of is the one that I'm running on here. Now, as you guys probably know, some of you guys can remember things really well. I am working on a new set of axles from Muse, and to my knowledge, they are in the prototype phase right now. So I've also started a project with Vitavon for another set of axles, and if we can get the parameters that I set, the requirements that I've set for these axles, it absolutely will change the game. So, I mean, I'm not bragging or anything, but I'm pretty sure we can get 80 degrees of smooth, competent, strong steering. So if we get an 80-degree turn axle knuckle that can run it without issues, then we get to start building chassis and all these things that actually fit all that turn, right? So, and that will hopefully propel the crawler world even further. The crawler world has just went absolutely amazing. You might think crawlers are so slow and they're slow this or slow that, but man, the crawler world is moving fast, possibly faster than the racer world. I know that sounds odd, but just for real. Different. I try to put BZ. Not the new. Okay, so OG. Okay, you're probably going to want to put the Vader skid and a 3-gear, unless you want to move fast. Now, the Trio transmission case is an easy bolt-in if you want to spend the money for the Trio trans case to put a 9-tooth pinion, and that will help quite a bit. I've done that one. Inflatable nightclub. Will the new Capra trans go into the old Capra skid? I believe it will. I believe it will bolt for bolt go right in. It looks identical to me. Gravedigger as well, waiting for it to show up. Ooh, nice, Corwin. That's advice you can give to someone just starting out in the hobby. Looking to wrench my own cars, intimidating. Okay, if you're just getting started in the hobby, first of all, you got to figure out what direction you want to go. In my case, it's all directions. So if you want to start with a crawler, just go ahead and get yourself a RTR. RTR, as you're starting out, will give you the base of driving, learning the vehicle. It will give you the ability to add little modifications and stuff like that. Don't, I hate to say this, don't go to Exocaged and buy a Executioner and build it from the ground up. Don't do that. Start with an RTR and just learn how to do your driving and all that. That's all I got to say. Racers, get yourself an RTR. If you want like a racer buggy, the Arma Typhon is the way to go. It don't matter whether it's a 3S or the 6S. They're both really good trucks, cars, buggies. Drone Corley, Kagama 999. Let me see here. One set, the portals go straight up and down. The other set, angle. Okay. I don't know about the straight up and down ones. I'm not sure about those. Might be an older version. TV putting a stronger engine in the nitro grating. 28 goes in your DSR. Talking with a couple guys that have the LMT2, they told me that they corrected the leaking issue by bleeding the shocks. The air pressure changes from shipping. Now, I do know of one guy that had all kinds of leaky shocks. Mine, to this day, I'm looking at it right now, are dry. There is no leakage at all that I can see on mine right now. Let me see if I can get this over here. Get some stuff out of the way. I am really running out of space. We got X-Max body. Let's see here. Mine are perfectly dry. And yes, there's oil in them. Yeah, mine are good. No issues with them, with mine. But one guy got them and he sent me pictures. Man, what a mess. They were bad. Now, speaking of shocks, I don't have any here. Typically, when I assemble shocks, okay, this is just my own thing when I do it. I will put the oil in the shock. I will compress the shock, depending on the shock and the volume of the shock. Sometimes I'll leave about this much, like in a raminator, I'll leave about this much shaft sticking out. Okay. Then I'll compress it all the way. I'll leave about maybe 2 millimeters between the cap because they are an emulsion shock. They don't have a bladder. Bladder shocks are a little bit better in my opinion, but and then I put it together. And what this does is it creates at ride height, like say this right here, there's no pressure in these shocks. So there's no constant force trying to push them out. With these shocks, like these crawler shocks, are typically a small volume shock. So, and there's a lot of displacement from the shock shaft. As the shock goes in, the shaft displaces the oil. The oil has to go somewhere. And if you don't leave enough room, you get the hydro lock, which is probably what is probably, I see your messages down there, which is probably what's causing these oils to blow past the seals. So I try to put mine together fully compressed for crawler shocks. And then as I tighten them up, sometimes they'll kind of poke out a little bit. You know, they'll just kind of, they'll extend a little bit, but they get full compression. And that's generally a work them. This way, as the vehicle is sitting here, there's no pressure on the shock. When I put the car on the rack, it's sitting here like this. I have not had an issue yet, but under full extension like this, there's vacuum in the shock because of the way I set my shocks up. I have not had an issue yet with air bleeding into the shock causing a leakage. Because like if it sits like this for 76 years and the O-rings get a little bit of a air leak through them, and you put it down and it sets down, now you have pressure. Now the seals are going to leak, usually. Okay, let me get back to you guys here. Corley Kagama 999. Kevin, I don't have that truck, but I believe they're all just about the same platform, I think. All right. Did you get the electronic issue on UHPI? Cross Keys, what's up? Ooh, GT5. You guys know I like them things. Oh, I turned on one of mine and it had the reset thing. Turned it off, jiggled the steering wheel a little bit, just kind of popped it, turned it back on, perfectly fine. So if you turn it on and it says press OK to reset, don't do that. It'll reset all of your models. You'll go back to 0, as in like 20 blank ones, right? So I just jiggled the steering wheel, turned it off, back on. I was good to go. Where that track that uses their own bead style. I pulled my stock tires off the rims. Here it's 4. They seem like don't fit very well. Oh my goodness, Corwin, why are you trying to do RC 4-wheel drive bead locks? Buddy, I have never had luck with those on any tire. I mean, I am not a fan of RC 4-wheel drive bead locks. I see them at the scale dollhouse events, but man, I am not a fan of those bead locks. Cherry Coke. Did not come in here without a drink this time. That last time about killed me. You're going to change the way I do shock. Did I, Nitro? Did I help or hurt? Guy's name is Clifford Shannon with the Executioner. I'm going to try to get high. I'm sure you can. You don't want to blow a seal? No. Nobody wants to blow a seal. Oh my goodness. When will you be getting the Dodge Challenger out? Man, it's sitting in there collecting dust. I really need to put that thing on the table. Right now, I got to get the Ram Bouncer orange one ready to ship. It has been purchased. So I've got everything done. He had me do my pistons in it, and I put some 50 weight shock oil in it. Like a 700 CST type, around that range. And man, I tell you what, the shocks feel really good in that thing. I'm tempted to order more and actually do it to all my shocks. I mean, they feel really nice on that thing. So we got to get that shipped out. And then once that's shipped and out of the way, if I ever get caught up on videos where I can take like about 2 or 3 days and just relax a little bit, which is very rare doing what I do. It's possible. I've done it before. I've got this Gravedigger number 97. I've got to finish the Johnny Crash conversion on that. And once I get that done, then that will go up for sale. It has never had power to it. Never been driven. Rob Conant, you missed the part where we were talking about earthworms and snails. I don't try. Oh, man. I want to know what the V2 Exo Bouncer went for. $6,500. That's what it went for. Did I finish the RTR Executioners? Kinda, yeah. I ran out of time. All I've got to do is set endpoints on the servo. Put the body mounts in. Cut the bodies. Paint the bodies. And I've got some spacers ordered. As I'm building these things, I keep, like, things that I'll put on my truck, you know, like spacers that don't really match, or parts that are like, it could be a little better. I'm not cutting those corners. These things are smooth. They make this thing look like a rag doll. Man, they make this thing look bad. But, you know, this one's used. Those are brand new. Everything brand new. I know Arma Big Rock 6S. I don't say, I've heard a lot of good things about the Big Rock 6S. Is your track open to the public? We open the track Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to the public. This Sunday, we're having an off-road race. So the track will be off limits. To do a fire team with a weaker body, but still a beast. True. And the fire team is actually underrated, in my opinion. The fire team is actually a really good vehicle, which is kind of odd for what it is, but it's actually pretty good. Now, granted, I like that Notorious I got too. So, oh man, that's right. I got to pull that receiver back out of that. I want to put that into my Raminator so I can do the wheelie thing with that. Maybe I can get some nose wheelies or something. I don't know. That will be interesting there. Joe said he's selling more stuff, wondering what rigs. Joe Gording, what's up? I am taking... I've got a few partial vehicles I'm going to take with me to Beat the Creek. Beat the Creek coming up soon. You guys got to be there. I am taking some vehicles with me that I am going to put on the table. They will probably be priced to go. So I just got to figure out exactly what I want to take with me. I see an old TRX4 over there. I think it's Sportish. Yeah, I got Sportish sitting over there. Got Sportish sitting over there. I've got a Power Hobby chassis looking thing, or maybe that's the no wait, that's the Brazen Scale high-low. I've got that sitting over there. I've got something with a chassis and some oh, that's a VRD. I'm not selling that. And I've got the Pirate 4x4 Pirate RC chassis. I'm thinking about selling that. Maybe take the Enduro, Element Enduro. It has those track axles. It's kind of a novelty thing, really. Might put that up for sale too. Okay, let me see here. Finally hit this. Got in the 60s. Wisconsin Dell. We finally got in the 60s. Man, it was wonderful weather when I was up in Minnesota. Any recommendation for upgrading a brushed two-wheel drive slash? Okay, Ryan, if you're going to upgrade your two-wheel drive slashes, just I want to say go on Amazon and just get a cheap brushless system. But sometimes you'll get a good motor and a bad ESC. Some of those ESCs on Amazon really kind of leave you hanging a little bit. But if you want to do it right, how about a Max 10 5400 kV? That should run you pretty good. Cool. What does everyone think of the SCX6? Dude, the SCX6 is absolutely amazing. It's a monster of a crawler. But man, if you're on the trail and you're crawling around, it is absolutely amazing. I cannot show it to you, but I have something I'm working on with a video. Dude, SCX6, what do you think if we had an axle for a SCX6 that could turn like this? Not quite all the way, but could actually get fairly close. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's pretty awesome. Am I going to hang out with Harley Designs and Scale Builders Guild? You're talking about Beat the Creek because I was told they were coming out. I am sure we'll hang out, chat a little bit. But if it's anything like in the past, we all stay busy at that place, man. Either working the booth or trying to get out. Like, I'd love to hook up with those guys, reef, all that. And you know, at Beat the Creek, you got this little trail right behind the fence. It's nice, it's quick, it's easy to get to, and go hit that, you know. And then maybe early in the morning before the floodgates open and everybody starts rolling in, we can take a quick run over to the barn. Get that. I would like to put, I would have to put, just to be safe, a bigger battery in the Executioner. Yeah, I might strap a battery on it somewhere, like a 2200, because I would love to put that across the barn. I think it'll be a blast. So far, every time I've went through the barn, if you haven't been to Beat the Creek, it's hard to describe. I've got videos on it, but it doesn't do it justice. It's always been like a trail vehicle per se. I've never put like a comp truck, which means, honestly, it would probably be a bit boring, but I think it will still be a good run, to be honest with you. Hopefully the microphone wasn't too sensitive there. Let me see here. What? 9 iMod servos. Aaron, I don't have any of those. I don't know about those servos. What's my opinion on the Traxxas Bigfoot 4-wheel drive? Is it a four-wheel drive Stampede? If it is, the Stampedes are proven to be fairly tough. So probably a good little basher truck. I don't know what you showed in the Wreck-It Fest video. Marcus, yes. It was in there. Yes, that was it. Dude, you have a memory like nobody else, man. But that's it. What a better Jeep or the other style? Me, Corwin, I prefer the Honcho style. That's just my own preference on that one. Battery. Now, see, here's the thing. I can get 30, 40 minutes of runtime. However, at Beat the Creek, depending on what you're doing, the barn can be 30 to 40 minutes of driving. And the last thing I want is to be up there and have LiPo cut off on something 25 feet up in the air and got to get somebody to push the thing off. And then I got to try to catch it. And my luck, it'll hit me in the face and with a big old shiner, come on here all laughing with a pair of shades, you know, to kind of hide that thing. Get my wife to do some makeup or something. You know, Paul, when I did the recording the night crawl, and it was actually really interesting. I've got this. This can night crawl. This can fit a very large 3S battery in it. Speaking of Helion, look at this. Stub axles, steering link, tie rod, Vitavon, drive shafts. Boom, right here. Link sets, front and back. Vitavon is working on the Helion. Vitavon Helion. Yeah, that's got to go on. Get that taken care of. Now, I do have to say, he's also working on axle housing, but he said these are a little bit complicated, which might be why these have the tape across the top because of the molding process. So that might be an issue when it comes to aftermarket aluminum housings. If anybody can figure it out, Arthur can. Would I try one if you send it to me? Aaron, if you want to send me one, yep. I'll try it. I'll show it in the video, and I'll ship it right back to you if that's what you wish. But I've just never messed with that brand. Yeah, and sometimes, like what you saw there, remember like when I used to do the stand-up routine, I would place things in the back just to give you guys a hint. Not a leak, but a hint of what's coming. I would do that on purpose. Check the track that you plan on racing at. Some are stock class. Some are also stock EL2. So check the tracks you want to run. Oh, yeah, Brian Button, good point. If he's planning to race at a track, then, yeah, he does need to check those classes. Clayton, I do not have a price list for those yet. Get a Funko. Sean has got one ordered. I am patiently waiting for it. When it arrives, it arrives. A little bit of on quality top notch. I love their axles on my high trail. Oh, man. You got his axles on a high trail? You'll never break those. You'll break everything around them. I would, but Joe has to come get it. As I understand it, it's about a 14.5-hour drive to get to Nitro. Can a channel on a receiver just go out? I have everything but juice to the motor. Motor will run it. Crawler life, yes, that does it. That does happen. Sometimes they will lose a channel. I've had it happen on steering. I've had it happen like what you said on the throttle. So, yes, it does happen. Oh, about 30 miles per gallon. It wouldn't be too bad. Clayton, I can send you a link if you want me to with the Helion. He has a ton of stuff. Good deal. Yes, sir. All right. I actually caught up to you guys. What's up with that? Oh, crap. I forgot. There's a code on the website, exocagedrc.com. Exocagedrc.com. There's a code. What were they? There's actually 3 codes. Live 5 is 5%. This can be used one time, I think. All right, so that one is available on the website, exocagedrc.com. Let's see if I can link that up here. Copy that. Over to here. What's up, Justin? All right, so Live 5 is a 5% discount. So we'll let that one run for a little bit. Feel safe. You're 4 hers south of me. It's in a couple different flavors. I like them. Affordable, not be interested. I don't have a PO box. Let me send you put my email up here. Yahoo.com. All right, there's my email address. You can email me and let me know what you need me to do here. I do not have any rock vocals. Rock is my favorite music, but man, I cannot. When I'm in here working, I've got to have quiet. I cannot. Putting this on, I need quiet just for a tie rod. Even when I was younger, I would turn down the radio to park. I've always been that way. Yes, Yahoo is ancient. I know. AOL, holy moly. You know, I can get, from what I understand, I can get, I am very easily distracted and I get so annoyed. So annoyed. I don't think I'm a boomer. I'm the son of a boomer, is what I think I am. Mando. I think I'm a son of a boomer. I'm not quite there, I don't think. But the last month and a half, whole lot of everything, buddy. But I never forgot what I was going to say. I had the AOL for a while. I've got an Axel over there, and I'm not sure what it was for. Okay, then I am not World War II era. Yes, I am definitely a Gen Xer. Yes. Yep. Back when we used to drink water from the water hose, we would go out and, well, when the lights come on, the street lights, if you were in an area that had a street light to begin with, it was time to come home. You tell your mom, I'm going to ride the bike around the neighborhood. You went 15 miles away and somehow made it back without GPS. Yeah. I had a Hotmail years ago. Dude, yep, the AOL free discs. Uh-huh. I never messed around with Netscape. Florida water hose. Man, we had iron water and everything, man. Kind of like Iron Man. Yeah. But dude, man, I don't know what it was. Water right out of the well. Chug that stuff. LimeWire. I got my computer really bad virused up messing around with that. Trying to get free movies and stuff like that. Yeah, it did not work out too well for me. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, so what can we talk about now? I'm going to let you guys pick a subject here because I'm drawing a blank. I know, like I say, these are almost ready to go. When I get these up, I think these will be good for the XHX pins for both the carbon wheels and the regular 1.9s. Still use that. I don't even know what kind of. I have one. It was a local group. I still have a bellsouth.net. I'm not sure if any of you guys are around Bell South area, where that would be like us here, but I did have that. Live auction time. I'm not auctioning anything. Unless somebody wants to pick up a set of these still in testing inserts, I would have to get a hard set right here. They're not really hard. They're just a little bit stiff, but they hold up really well. I haven't driven these yet. I think these are going to conform a lot better. So, I don't know. This is about the only thing I'm willing to auction off right now. I've got about 3/4 can of cherry Coke. I've got a lipo checker. And I have a random pro code for something. It's a 2.2 525. That's what it is. These aren't really ready to be done like that. They're not ready yet, Mando. Does it use a standard U-joint axle? Marcus, it is actually, unfortunately, still a single joint. I would love to see these in a double joint, but these are a single joint axle. They work pretty good though, but it's kind of old tech when it comes to U-joints. Eventually, I think most everything, even decently high-end, is going to be double joints. Now, the one thing about the double joints is it's additional wear points. So if you don't add a little bit of oil to them and they prematurely wear out or get loose, you will notice more slop in the wheel because there are more points of wear in that. Twice as many, as a matter of fact. Did I ever get a pan-hard bracket for the 6x6? No. Was I supposed to get one? Okay, what about stretching tires on 2.2s? 1.9. Okay, Corwin, in some cases that works. I do have inserts that are specifically for that. I have quite a few inserts that aren't even listed on the website because they were special order inserts. So unless I've really tested them or I get feedback that is just pop good, I don't take the risk. Put his cat through. And Justin Noble has quite a few of these special inserts, by the way. Yes, he does. He always comes up with some combination of something, and I generally make something work. You gave me yours from the Vitavon axle. Oh, well then, yeah, my 6x6 is working, but my 6x6 now has the servo on axle. So, in fact, the axle I took off of it, if you guys want to see this thing. Look at what I took off my SCX6. This is what I took off of it. This is ridiculous. I took this thing off. It only has a few scratches under it. This thing's bad to the bone. Yes, Justin, you did. That's correct, Justin. Those are yours on the website. That is true. Let's get an RC. That's an idea there on my honcho. They work so well on a big old truck. Man, the Pro Codes are just awesome. The profile of the SCX6 tire, though, is there's a lot of tire. So every insert I have ever had, I had the Three Brothers RC, my full inserts, the Pro Codes. Every single one of them is a bear to get in them tires. It really is. It's just a large tire to wheel size. It's like having see a 44-inch tire with a 16-inch wheel, or a 40-inch tire with a 15-inch wheel. I'm dating myself, back in the day, I had all that. But yeah, it's kind of a pain to get all that stuff in there. Those are better. Cheat codes are good. I've run a lot of cheat codes, but man, dude, when I made them pro codes, I'm like, ooh, I prefer the pro codes over the cheat codes. I really do. I think you are the only one that has ever had those, Justin. I've never had another request for those, so those are yours. Yeah, the blue ones, I kind of run out of that filament and just bought the black filament. Here's for Vitavon axle. He's got an SOA on a TRX4 now? Oh, man. I don't want to build another TRX4. Ugh. Does it have U-joints or that CVD in it? I haven't seen it. What boost you like for crawling? TRX4 Blazer versus K10. Around 12.5 to 12.8 on the wheelbase. Oh, see, there you go. You prefer the full insert. So, Marcus, you would probably be a candidate for something like this when I get these set up and get these actually marketable. I've come a long way since that first video. Really did. These are just such a nice feeling insert. Really nice. Like I say, I drove these today. Pretty good. I've got another one of these on the printer. So when this comes off, I'll get this put onto this truck right here. I'll put these into those front tires. And tomorrow I will give these a drive. So, and if these do like what I think they're going to do, then I will probably list, I don't know, medium and soft. Because this is more like a medium and this is more like a soft. I wouldn't say this is like a hard one for like a 10-pound truck. I probably wouldn't go over 7 pounds with this. This right here, it should be good in the 5s, maybe, I would think. So, mount, so 4-link, 4-wheel steer now. Oh, Justin, how did mine compare to Bamps? Man, what a clown that guy is. Oh my God. He goes and shows that idiot. He shows one of my tires with the pro codes all wrinkled up, gripping and pulling, right? Like doing work, compared to one of his brand news sitting on a table. Really, dude. And then his had a nasty ring around it because he was using like a 1980s insert design. So he was called out on that. Then he goes and changes to something else, which again was like a brand new install. My tires, dudes, these right here have probably 15, 20 miles on these things. Nothing here is new. These foams, they've been put through the ringer. These tires, there's not a single lug on here that's straight anymore. In fact, I think I've got some that the lugs are starting to rip. But then he wants to go and compare that. So does he feel that threatened by some little small-time guy that makes videos on the internet selling inserts? Does he feel that threatened by me? If so, what a joke he is. But anyway, I'll pass. I'm not going to start any trouble. Do I ever close my eyes? Sometimes. You know, like back when you're working on something, well, you still do. When you're reaching up under a car and you close your eyes and you just kind of finger that thing a little bit because you're trying to get that nut on the bolt. You're just kind of like, and the next thing you know, you're taking a nap. I've done that. Justin, yeah, he really did. Yeah, crawlers in. Now, when Clayton comes down to Florida here, almost in 1 month. I don't know, maybe a month and a half. He's going to get a crash course in competition crawling because he will bring his executioner down here. We will have all kinds of people down here because Clayton's famous around here in Middleburg. He is known for some very peculiar things. We will draw a crowd. Well, hey, look, Reefs is here. What's up, buddy? What's up, dude? Man, I'm fitting some servos in here. That's what she said. Clayton is famous in West Palm. I think Clayton's famous everywhere. One day I'm going to do an entire video, and I'm going to get him to send me some video of what he does up there, and just kind of like, you know, like if I'm doing a video and I'm showing this right here, right? You know, and then like the cutaways, it'll be just some random something by Clayton. It won't make any sense at all, but it'll be interesting. It'll be like just some random clip of Clayton, you know, driving on the road or something, you know. I think that'd be kind of cool. What I need to do is one of my spoof videos. I haven't done one of those in a while. And I say spoof video, it's like, okay, guys, we are about to go take... We actually already discussed servos earlier on. Reese, yes, sir. Beat the creek, man. I am ready. Be like taking the X-Max here out for a drive, you know, just to see how well it can handle water and if the water cooling on it really does its job. Because when you're in the dusty situation, water cooling can clog up and cause your flux to get low in the capacitor. And if that happens, you can do 89 miles per hour and be just fine. So it's just kind of one of those things I may try to do. Because you beg for being picked on, Mr. Clayton. Man, beat the creek is going to be awesome. Yeah, I can't wait, man. It's going to be cool. I'm working on like trying to get a display set up so I can actually show off the executioner. I will have chassis, all the parts and pieces for it, links, all that stuff. It will be there. So yeah, definitely something that I'm going to be stocked up for. I'm trying to get stocked up on inserts, but man, I'm getting hammered lately. It's almost like some insert company out there has made the world mad at them and they're not buying his stuff anymore. I don't know what to say about that, but you know. Execution against your new Reef. I say we do it. And you can drive my executioners all you want, buddy. It'll be cool. And road trip next year, beat the creek. Marcus, you got to make it, buddy. Yes, sir. Reef, we will go out and do some driving, buddy. Maybe I'll see. I've got your pin tires. I might get fit those on there. I've also got your crux. I could possibly fit those on there. I don't know. We'll see how it works out. Now, I am kind of curious about this new that Reef just hinted about. So, to my knowledge, it's a pretty good new. It's almost like the snoo, but it's like missing the S's. All right, crap in running order. Be a good time. Yes, sir. Reeve, you should just call it the snoo at this point. Oh, look at him. So, what we're going to do at Exoplex International Comp when I'm down. I don't know what we're going to do. There's a spot out here in the warehouse that's got an area at the bottom and the top with some bearings in it. All we got to do is find a pole. And I think we'll be all set. Tested Klingons lately. You tested Klingons lately? Man, I don't ever want to have another Klingon if I can avoid it. learn about your new is leaking, and he's not even on his shadow. I know, Brian. He's out here just spilling the beans. Oh yeah. I got a feeling he's proud of this snoo he's come up with. Oh yeah. Oh man, oh man. I try not to leak stuff, but sometimes it'll be by accident. Oh man. 1 hour to go. So we've covered a lot of stuff right here. We really have. We've covered a lot of stuff. You guys have been keeping me talking pretty well. Oh, code free on the website. 5 times usage. Might want to check that out. That's at exocagedrc.com. By accident or by design. Can you design an accident? I think so. You can have an accidental design. Fish. I'm going to test a Team Aught6 C2 Wizard. I have no desire to do anything with Aught6. Sorry, buddy. If you don't want to leak, don't leave it on your table during filming. Yeah, but I think they were already out. It's like the one thing I really wanted to show you guys, which is absolutely fantastic. I went to the website multiple times and it's not there. So I don't know if it's special edition or something along those lines or what, but I would love to show it to you. But I can't. It's not on their, it's not listed on their website, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to cheat code because I don't like foams, right, Ryan? I do recall seeing something that he released. It was some portals, and he was all bragging about high clearance this, high clearance that. And I'm looking at these axles from Mias, and I'm thinking, there's nothing special that he has. Nothing special at all. And then I saw where the portals were a 1-to-1 ratio, and I'm thinking, that's just stupid. But I don't know. I'm just not an Aught6 fan, I guess. Everybody has their favorites. Mine, I've got quite a few. And Reese is definitely one of them. Because I use his servos in everything. Here's a 1400 here. This one has an 1100 here. And today, I just put an 1100 in here. There's a bunch of money in servos on this table. And that's not counting the Beast 2000 that was in here. Woo! Yeah. If you ever sit back and add up your vehicles, don't. Just don't. All right. What is the rear? Just received your replacement link. Sent me. Trying to put the scale. You sent me 2 sets. I did. The front end figure it out on the rear length. I sent you a different upper link to where you'd have options of what you've got versus options to make something else if you needed to. That's what I sent you. Yeah, Justin, exactly. I don't see I don't see my calipers out here. If I did, I'd be able to measure these links. I think I've got them listed on the. I think I've listed them before. Can't. 135. I can't think of the measurement of them, and they're on the phone, so I can't pull them up right now. RC Mate, my thoughts on the Holmes Hobbies 2-in-1. Buddy, I cannot wait to get that motor. One thing that I noticed when I went up to Minnesota and did the driving was that, because I've got fusions and everything, I'm totally used to that. When you throttle them, they have a ramp up effect. Same with the braking and all that stuff. And it's a really smooth running system. They were running different outrunners and stuff like that with different ESCs. One of them was running a Castle ESC, and it was peppy, pop, pop, go. So definitely a different style vehicle or different style power system. And I do believe that the Holmes 2-in-1 is going to have that pop. And it's 4S, 2300 kV 4S. So I really think that's going to be a game changer. I really do. I really do. I have a lot of reef. I need to go in there and see how many, because I got like more reef bucks just this past weekend. Marcus Landry, sorry, buddy. I do need to go to the website and see how many reef bucks I got. Let me see. I don't know if I can do that while I'm here. Reefs 900 is my first thing that pops up. Oh man. 900 smart servo, huh? Let's see here. I don't even, where are my reef? Here's my reef bucks down here. Oh, wow. Sweet. Oh, okay, that's interesting. I can work with that. Reef server, my throttle over it. Absolutely, buddy. About LP servers on Reef's feed last week. I had no idea. Yeah, they're lower profile. There's more to it. Yes, I know. What do I think about Eco Power servos? You're talking about the ones off of Amazon. For the money, they're actually pretty good servos. I've run the 25 kg Animos on some trucks, and dude, they took a beating. Now they weren't an 1100 or a 900 or certainly not a 1400. Yeah, certainly not that, but they can get you by, and they're very budget friendly. You sold the V2 balancer. Red and Eyes. Yes, the V2 balancer is sold. I'm going to pack this thing into an original Primal Gravedigger box. So the axles are going to have to go into one box, axles with the wheels, and then the chassis and all that is going to go into the box that would hold the body. And then I've got the number 97 Gravedigger over here hiding under my table. So that one, and then there's under my table right now, I have my raminator here. I have another raminator here. Over on the floor over there is the V1 ram bouncer or exo bouncer. In my trailer right now, I still have V2 exo bouncer. I got to get that brought back in, but that's going to go right back out when we go to Beat the Creek. And then I've got the other raminator sitting over there. So I've got way too many raminators in this shop. Only 2 of them are mine, though. I think it's going to be such a game changer that it'll force Hobby to make a G2 version. Justin Noble, buddy, I've been trying to get Hobby Wing for almost 2 years now to give us a 4S Fusion. This is 4S. I guarantee you they can do that in the 540 size. We need that. We need that. I would absolutely swap these over. I mean, in a heartbeat, man. I really would. 1100s are nice. A couple of reef. Do the are the Easy BECs still back in stock? Looking to get back into comps. Trailing is some of my OG SCXM. It's time to compete again, and I'm the VRD Carbon. Dude, the VRD Carbon is an amazing kit. Buy that thing, put it together, and drive it. You'll be absolutely amazed everywhere you can go with that thing. It really is. Some people complain about shocks leaking. If you have a click in it, it's that top gear underneath that little cover. To fix it, or if you assemble it, make sure you shim that gear where it's nice and tight, okay? The bore of the gear is a little bit too large for the diameter of the shaft. Therefore, it rocks on the pin, And this is why they do it under load, not under freewheel, which is the exact same issue that was on the SCX 10.3. You guys remember old Clickety McClickerson? Yep, that's exactly what it was. I got the problem fixed with a little bit of aluminum foil just kind of pushed into there. There was that much of a gap in those gears. Yes, those gears right after the transmission, the high and low gears. Not, you can change the gears out for portal or straight. It's those gears right in the front of the transmission. That's where the click's at. And because it would only click under load, it just really had me searching for the issue, and I ended up finding it. I told them what the issue was, and I don't believe they ever did anything. So I swapped in an Element Stealth X transmission, and it's beautiful. So, what is my V3 bouncer going to be like? Buddy, I have no intentions of getting a V3 bouncer. Now, there is one way that I would, and even then it makes no sense to do this. But let's just say somebody out there made a set of axles that were comparable to the Raminator axles. If that were to happen, I might just simply swap my axles out for them, to be honest with you. Need to order a couple of these out. I'm looking at making the comps. Full throttle, build something that's not a kit. Could be ahead money in the long run. Justin, well, the thing about that is, I mean, he gets everything in one box, though. He's not trying to piece this part, find these bolts and that washer and that spacer and trying to fit this. So buying a kit actually has its benefits, you know, because you get everything in one box and you're ready to go. At least that's my take on it. Can't wait to run an Executioner competitor to the Exoplex. Come on, RC Maniac. Ready to go, buddy. Ooh, Easy BC is in stock. Ooh, I might have enough Reese bucks to get me one of those. Just not click this week and expecting a comment check rock village. It was annoying to hear. Throttle, yep. That was in a VRD or a 10.3 that you noticed the click. I noticed when I got the stance, I'm like, okay, drives good, but there's a bit of a click. It's always under load. So I did get that taken care of, I think. For the most part, yes. Nobody listens to the VFD shim trick, but I've done it to all mine and have no click on VFDs. RC Maniac. Yes, you're right, buddy. That's right. The Zoku FF chassis. We'll start looking into buying parts. It was in both. Oh, wow. So you heard a lot of clickety McClickerson. And man, I'm telling you what. Ooh, are you going to throttle over it? Are you going to be at ECC this year? That's 2 weeks after Beat the Creek, I believe. No, it's the very next weekend. I come back. I've got to somehow magically get like 5 or 6 videos done in 3 days. Then get myself repacked, which I won't be taking the trailer, but I will be taking Executioner chassis and all the parts and pieces, because just in case somebody there is running an Executioner, I might have a part they may need, you know? I would love to see one of these things running at ECC. I think it'll be so cool, man. I know at the meet and greet last year, December or November, Executioner didn't exist. It did here, but it wasn't here. You have to get the 2020 version of the stance. Now, the 2025 version of the stance, they did beef up those lower suspension links, so those are no longer bendable, or at least easily bent. Now, the forward bias, you're talking about the transmission being slammed forward. I have heard through the grapevine that that's about to be changed. As in, like, there's going to be a minimum link length that you can go on, like anything Sorka. So it might be something to consider if they put that into effect. I've been told by some people that having the motor not up so front. Now, granted, when you get up on the edge, you got incredible breakover. Just walk over the edge. But from what they're telling me is that with all that so far up front like it is, it really hurts the suspension travel. So that's why I didn't really push mine as far forward as I could. Plus, the way my design is, I mean, you can see it right here. You've got the motor and the servo like right there. That bracket is literally about 1.5 millimeters apart. So for this design right here to work with the drive shaft, this is as far forward as I can get this, because the servo comes up to the top of the motor. It's hard to see right here, but it comes all the way up to the top of the motor. As in, like, there is, you can see the bottom of the servo here. There's your motor. I mean, it goes all the way up in there. So I wasn't too concerned about trying to come up with something to jam it all the way at the front like that. And besides, I like the motor on transmission compact like what this one is. This is a preference. In the end, I built the truck that I wanted. It worked really good. I let the local guys test them out, gave them some printed chassis. They liked it. And then the executioner happened. Max Paul, yes, the Reese Easy BEC has a built-in bypass around the receiver. So you do not need to remove the red wire from your ESC or any of that stuff. Really? There were executioners down there? Sweet. Marcus, buddy, I agree, buddy. I agree, but people are still running their rules. Blows dogs for quarters on the street corner. Now, I use the 92s on mine, except for the fronts have the 90-degree or the offset caps. Now, no, not this one. The V2 has the 105s. So, but have the offset caps. So I can keep a decent amount of travel, but it doesn't go too far. You can only go short so much, and then you end up with basically a locked suspension. Side hill pretty good, but then it just locks up. And I think I've got videos, old videos of like the suspension. I pulled it down where it didn't move and didn't really care for that too much. I've also thought about 3D printing a full TPU chassis for this thing. TPU chassis, TPU skids, TPU everything, and just see how much it can pretzel. I bet you it will pretzel up like 180. That would be pretty interesting. A VRD with a hardline chassis just sits on my shelf. It's new, kit assembled, now it says posted. No one looks at it. Wow. I'm not impressed with it all. Basically stock carbon chassis. Max Paul. Cool, buddy. Thank you. So cool. I know there's about 170. Yeah, probably around 170 overall. Man, I got to tell you, tomorrow's video, which is, I got 2 videos to finish up tonight, but tomorrow's video, in this, there is a tan truck in this crawler thing. Soldier Up, dude. It's an executioner, and it's on the V1 printed chassis. I do not know how this thing survived. He beat the snot out of that printed chassis. everything took it fine. He did pick up a new set of rails from me. He did get that, and he may come back and get the rest of it and build a whole second truck. But man, dude, he had that thing just sitting like this right here. Everything took it. I mean, it was just absolutely amazing at what it did. It was just awesome. A vegetarian in the crawler world. We like to run over trees and roots. Yes, it did, Paul. I know Larry, he found the absolute worst possible line to come out of that culvert. I mean, he found the worst line. His truck was just in the worst position. Everybody else, the two Red Cats as well, Red Cat Ascents did great. They were over and they straddled that hole that Larry got caught up into. But yeah, he found the worst line out of that thing possible, man. Now, when he finally broke a link, he broke it up at the chassis. He was only running an 850 milliamp battery, and for that comp, you had to have jerry cans on it. If you had a jerry can, at that point, you could use your accessories just as a penalty, but you could then swap a battery. So basically, if you run out of gas, which would be a battery, you could put your jerry can in there and refill it, right? So that was the whole premise on that. So he didn't have one. I mean, we were not really prepared for that anyway. These things are built for 8 to 10 minute courses. That's just what they are. So after he broke his link, he literally had 16% battery left. So he wasn't going very much further anyway. He probably wouldn't have made it back to the other side, to be honest with you, till it would have cut out on him. Yeah. AOICD ROMs, AOICD valid for time deal. Yes, I do. Should have named the executioner this right here. Am I saying this right here a lot tonight? I know my next chassis is going to be Exorcist. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. No idea. I'm glad I didn't already do this one yet, because all these links and stuff I got from Vitavon wouldn't fit. Did he still sell front bumpers for the low seat? Mando, yes, sir. I've got one printed in there right now. I got the front links on and motor is hitting the servo mount. Oh, okay. If your motor is hitting the servo mount, extend these out just a little bit. You want this to go just in front of the motor. Okay. Now this one has about maybe 2 millimeters of clearance on it. So yeah, all you need is just enough clearance where it clears it. So just kind of extend them links out and use that to set the caster and drive shaft angle. So use that to your advantage. Yes, widened ET kit for ISO. What size? Do I need the Mias widened ET kit for the isokinetic axles? I'm not sure what you're talking about. All I've ever had are these axles right here, and I was good with that. Oh, wow. I remember that dial-up sound. I see the... Well... Okay, yeah. I think you're onto something there, Justin. I am thinking about a sporty. I really am. It is something that's on my mind, but it's also something that I want to do with the new axles I've got. Hopefully I'll have a set of these axles by ECC. They may not be in anything, but if I have a set of these axles by ECC, maybe I'll give it a drive. I'm not entering ECC, but I do want to, Cherokee Rock Village is awesome. So I will do some driving though, just to try it out. I've never had, like I said, when I was at the meet and greet, I had the Moose, the Mies truck. So I have never driven my own truck at CRV yet. Not yet. The truck's been out there, but I haven't been out there with it yet. So I'm still praying for a packing video. A packing video? You guys really like the packing videos? They're kind of dumb. And besides, now that I have a trailer, it's not like I'm packing it all into a car, you know? Hunk of Love 75. No, sir. I am not going to get that printer. I've been seeing this and that about it, and I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I was looking at getting that with the 40 watt laser, but after hearing this and hearing that, I'm not even going to do that. So I'm just going to stay with the P1Ss right now. RC Daily, yes, sir. Drive an executioner at BT3. Well, of course you can drive one, Justin. I'll have probably 3 of them there. V1, V2, and possibly H10 Cutioner. This one right here. So yeah, I'll have at least 3 of them there. I have 4. If these axles come in, I'll have a 5th one, because I'll build a whole nother truck. As if I need another one, you know? Yeah, Dave, know in advance. Yeah, better get on his schedule. I know. I got to get a hold of Dave. Last time he just didn't care. Overland Uncharted. But hey, they're shipping now. That's a good thing. They are shipping now. When you get those, you're going to want, I highly recommend, put some oil on the double joint shafts. I have this stuff right here. I'll show you. I think I got it from, it's on Amazon too, if you want to get some from there. It is called Super Lube multi-use synthetic oil. Looks like this right here. This stuff right here, I lubed these axles and drive shafts up before the trip to Minnesota. It's still on these drive shafts. It's still there. Just so you know. That stuff works good. And it sticks good too. My executioner will be there, but bodiless. Man, put a body on there. RC Maniac. Yep, AGF RC is good stuff, buddy. Remember, they're built to customer specs. Yep, you are correct. Heck, I've had I had one company offer to build me my own servos. Actually, 2. I had 2 companies offer to build servos. I didn't really care for what they were offering. I've had 2 or 3 companies over the past few years that offered to put a battery pack with my logo on it. And I'm like, no, thank you. I don't know. It's just not my thing. Now, I would like to have my own brand of servo, but it would go through AGF RC, so it would kind of be the same thing as a Reefs. Exocaged brand servos would basically be a Reef servo, which will basically be an AGF RC, which would in some cases be quite a few other brands. That's all I'm going to say. About a week ago and a half ago. They'll make it there, Rob. Don't worry. If it's gun lube or graphite lube on my double joints. Okay, I haven't messed with any of those. I just got this stuff right here, and I thought it was awesome. Pat House, what's up? Never heard too many complaints about AGF servos, though. Correct, Justin, you're right. But just keep in mind, people can break anything. Oh my God. back when I had a job, there was this idiot I used to work with. His name was Robert. We had this grinder, very close tolerance grinder. It had blades, all right? Very close tolerances. I'm talking like a thousandths of an inch because the way the dust was and all that. He goes and tries to talk smack. He says he was tapping on something on this cast steel or cast iron, I'm not sure what it was, with a brass hammer. And I said, Robert, you're messing that up. He goes, I got to school you on everything. Look at this. This is a brass hammer. It's softer than that. And he goes whacking on this thing. He whacked it like a good 7 or 8 times. And I looked at him, and he goes, see that? It'll never do anything. I looked at it. I run my fingers across it. He dented the heck out of that surface. Bad with that brass hammer. He had to break out files to try to put it on the surface and file the risers out. Oh boy. So yes, soft metal can mess up hard metal. 10 axles, retrans, one servo. Comes this year with it. Brian, yes sir. Pat, nodular iron. I want differential made of cast iron. I would probably go with the nodular iron. Or billet adamantium. You can get the adamantium. There's only like one factory in the world that has it. But if you can get it by the adamantium, what they do is they molt it into shape. And then to where they do the actual CNC on it, they have to heat it back up to where it's glowing. Once it's glowing, at that point, it becomes malleable. And they use a cold adamantium blade, which they went through the same process. And that's how they do the machining on it. But when it's done, it's pretty much unbreakable. So, yeah. The problem is if they did everything out of adamantium, it might be a little bit heavier and we'd never have to go buy parts. So, yeah. I'm not sure where Gundam Nut's been. Have I tried the new reef shocks? Yes, I have them here. I was supposed to put them on something and I haven't done them yet. Maybe I'll put them on this. This right here still has the Vanquish shocks on it, by the way. They might be a good candidate. Maybe I'll put them on that. I will tell you this, they do take a bit of a thick shock oil. That I know. I did mess around with them a little bit. So use a bit thicker oil than what you would normally. Soft metal messes up hard metal all the time. Ever seen what lead copper does AR-15 point? Justin. Yeah. Have you ever watched BattleBots? Robot Wars? Yeah. What about diamond? I forget any price availability. Diamond is too brittle. My shop teacher always said frequency is what makes the shock explode, the stock explode. Ooh, speaking of that, yeah, you can get that chatter, and then your teeth start wham, just whacking it. And at that point, it whacks it a little too hard and things start coming off. Yep, Justin, harmonics. They take it like a little spring and just put it around there. Tackle fin lures. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. Rob Conant, I am sold out. I've got 200 on order. But I am currently sold out. All I have is some 2.2s left right now. And I think some people are buying those by accident. I mean, it clearly says 2.2, right? Man, robot stuff is awesome, man. You can see Tombstone. He has or the guy that runs Tombstone. I can't think of his name right now, but he has a YouTube channel. He shows the chassis when they get mangled and twisted, all the machining. He has lathes, all that kind of stuff right there in like his garage. He builds all that stuff by hand. It's pretty darn impressive. I know Tombstone got destroyed recently though. Was it Hypershock? When Ray is his name, Ray Billings. Yes. I think it was Hypershock versus Tombstone. Man, when they took off, they like rushed Tombstone before he could get the blade going and just beat the snot out of that poor truck, that poor bot, man. Yeah, it was like it was over so quick. They got there so fast. He tried to get out of the way to get that blade spinning up, but he didn't get it. He did not get it. But yeah, Ray Billings is it. What's up, Nate? Yeah. All right, 24 minutes. What are we going to talk about next? High school robotics. I saw some of that. That was actually pretty neat the way they had it set up. It was like a Connects kit. Yes, Justin, yes. But man, the way they've got the deflection, unless he hits something where it can catch an edge, man, they deflect that blade up and they throw him all around like crazy now. Okay. Ooh, Nate is gifted memberships. RC Maniac, John Law, Wits RC Leftovers, RC Guru, and Crazy Man. All right. Pat House. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Nate. Yikong dropped the 6-scale twin vertical plate crawler with an LCG skid. That's interesting. I'm not saying whack anymore. Yes, sir. Lone Wolf, you missed all kinds of things. Oh, Toro Loco, the best. The 250-pound flipper bot. They've had a bunch. What about Bronco? Do you guys remember Bronco? That thing was insane for its day. Now it's just kind of like, well, it's old school. Memberships are only $2 a month. That's pretty cheap when you look at anything we do. Not many LMT bodies a crime. Old school body. Yeah. I got 2 videos I got to get done and put up. That's this one right here. This one right here. Tomorrow I'm going to start out with Sunday of the Wreck-It Fest. So when we get that one up, then hopefully I can get these 2 up because I've got to get stocked. I've got to get stocked. It might sound weird for me to say that, but I try to get videos done to where I can, when I go on trips like Beat the Creek and all that, they're already scheduled. They're already going just to keep the flow going. One of the things that really helps the channel is to have that steady flow. And I just happen to be on 1 video per day, sometimes 2. And it's just kind of one of them things, you know. Started it by accident, 2019. It worked. South Florida. I saw the one where it broke the plexiglass. I've seen them where they knocked the lights out of the ceiling. I saw one where, was it a claw or a tooth or something, a sickle or something got stuck in the wall. Literally stuck in the wall. That was amazing. Tor has a mini bot that follows it around. The little mini bots, man, those things are good for like wedging. If they can wedge it, get the tires off the ground, then, you know, it's kind of a win strategy. If they can't move, they get timed out. Ooh, that was a bad one. It runs out. As we speak, I just received a metric ton of tie bolts from. Yes, sir. One thing missing RC is tech talk for the noobs. What will be a good noob topic, Pat House? What should we chat about? There's a lot of noob stuff. I mean, I still do some noob stuff. Remember, when I first started doing videos, I made a video and it was pretty boring. The guy commented, He commented something about that was the most boring 7 minutes of my life, or boring 5 minutes. It was something like that, right? And my response was, you wait till I do this 7-minute video of me taking the axle nut off. That one's going to be really good. Are there any new releases that you have tested but can't talk about? I've got a couple, but I can't divulge anything either way. I mean, they could be a plane, they could be a boat, you never know. Adam Savage would be good at that. You're right, Pat. Building your first crawler. Man, as far as building your first crawler, me personally, I recommend getting the kit. You've got all your instructions, everything right there. You're not, like I say, piecing like building an executioner. You can have the axles, you can get the links, you get all that stuff from me, but you still have to source different little things that add up and take a lot of time. It just happens. How can they wire direct power and BECs? Okay, direct power servos. That's a good one, you're right. What I do on my plugs is hard to tell, but I usually have a JST plug coming off right here. This right here is a power output from the main battery, and this can power a BEC or a direct power servo. Now, if you have a direct power servo that's good to 3S, plug your servo right in and your direct power, you're good to go. If you have a 4S servo and you plug it into 3S, it'll still work. It just won't give you everything it can. You could actually put a second battery in and power this. So this is just the output tap that I use. Normal plug and play servos, you just plug them into the receiver and you're usually good to go. Modern internal BECs are usually decent unless you're talking about the little competition ESCs. They generally don't have the BEC that you want, so you'll have to use the external BEC. The Reef's Easy BEC has a built-in bypass, and it's automatically set to 8.4 volts. You don't have to set anything. You don't have to do anything like that. Get it, plug it in. You may have to change a wire depending on your particular setup, but it's plug and play for the most part, and it really is an easy BEC. Simple and easy. All right. Overdrive, servo endpoints, servo trim. Okay. Overdrive. Tires, front tires spin faster than the back. Anywhere between 30 to 40% is pretty good for most competition. Some guys go as high as 50 and more, depending on how tight the terrain is. For trail usage, I wouldn't go more than about 7% at the most, because you're going to end up with a lot of drag on the drive line. So every time you're driving along while you're walking behind it, you're dragging tires. Creates heat. It makes the vehicle less efficient, and just it really isn't a good thing for that style. So a trail truck, no overdrive is actually ideal for that. You get the most efficiency, but don't go more than about 7% on that. Okay. Servo endpoints. On my endpoints, I got a massive amount of turn, right? I generally set my servo to stop with the radio just a few degrees less, a few degrees under that. For the sole purpose, some radios will have a drift to them and all that. You don't want the servo just deadheading, locked out all the way while you're trying to make a climb. You want that servo to be in its neutral state, if that makes any sense, while it's sitting there holding it. You don't want to just burn the servo out. It adds a lot of amp draw, heat, everything. Servo trim, you're basically just adjusting your track, trim a little bit this way, trim a little bit that way. Sub trim is something that you use to set. What I like to do is I like to set the sub trim to get the first track, and then I fine tune with the regular trim. So there is a difference between those. Direct power wiring is the easiest thing to do for the most part, Justin, but some people just don't understand direct power. They get it like, why does my servo have two sets of wires coming out of it? it kind of messes with people having the extra wire, because now you have to have another tap coming off of your power to power that servo. So that can add a little bit more wiring to it, which is like some people that don't want to deal with trimming foams to make a pro code work, so they do full insert. Oh, by the way, live 10 on the website. Live 10 on the website. One going, you need to send one to you. I've been chatting with him about it, and he was supposed to send me one, but it never made it out the door. Those are good topics, Maniac. Pass. When you're new to RC, it would be cool to not burn out servos learning endpoints. Yes. Should I do an entire video just on endpoints? I mean, I could show a crawler, how I set mine up. I got various crawl. You guys know I got all kinds of stuff. But setting endpoints on a crawler, in my opinion, is way different than setting endpoints on a racer. On a racer, it might sound a little bit odd because you have the servo savers in there. I like to go a little bit past the servo saver, past the physical limits. And the reason is, when you go to a full turn into a corner, you want to get all of that turn so you can zip that corner, so you can rotate that thing around and make it go. So, and you're only there for a split second. You're just there for a little bit, and usually everything is perfectly fine. Crawlers, we have sustained loads, which is why they used to have a lot of things like called glitch busters. It was basically a capacitor that go into the red and black of your receiver and just give you a little bit more. It held the voltage correct when you hit that voltage spike of that corner, that turn. Back in the day, that really wasn't a good thing for crawlers because of the sustained load. It would drain that cap out in about a second and a half, and you're back down to browning out. You know, shorts are the perfect place for quick tech tips. Got 1 minute to do a short. Honestly, I feel it takes more than a minute. And I could do set your endpoint 2 degrees back from maxed out for safety. Boom, done. I can do that. But I'd rather actually show, you know, I like to show how I'm doing it, you know. Like with a crawler, well, anything, I generally like to do it with the tires off the ground. I realize with the servos we have nowadays, they'll pretty much just get the job done. It doesn't matter. I mean, for real. Even the weak NSD servos will get that done, right, Justin? But regardless, I like to set it in a neutral position to get that. First, let me see. Now, like Reese BC, it only handle 3S. I run 4S. Is it only 3S capable? I thought it was 4S capable. I don't think I run it on a 4S vehicle though. Interruption, probably this one. Now the castles are good to 6S, and I don't have an easy BEC, but I do have a castle BEC that I'm going to set up for this truck right here because I've got the 1100 in it, and the Fusion is only good for 7.4. I want to get 8.4, 8.5 to this 1100 in here. So I want to see what it's really got. So yeah. I'm not showing back off with no rubbing. There you go. And with the servo humming, yeah, be in a quiet room. A quiet room, man. That's why I'll tell people do that all the time. Quiet room. For me, quiet is gold. Dude, Pat House, me here, Holmes here, all I would do is listen. That dude, he talks over my head so fast, and he doesn't even try. He just does it. Crazy. And the full lock, so I can still wiggle the wheel, get the axle to the axle lock side. I'll do another side same way, so servo never bottoms out. Yeah, I don't like my crawlers to go all the way like that. Yeah. Servo, who needs a servo? My first kit was the Axle AX10 Scorpion. my first kit was the Venom Creeper. Um, is this an Exotech minute? Perhaps. You guys hit me with some good tech questions. I enjoy that stuff, man. Thank you on how to set up a crawler for competition for people like me and Larry, RC King. Oh my God. RC King, I don't think I need to teach you anything, buddy. You're about unbeatable around here. We need RC King. We need to get you up to ECC, man. Up to CRV, Cherokee Rock Village. You would love it up there. It's about a 7-hour drive from here, but man, dude, it's really awesome. Justin, see, Justin was listening, wasn't he? Pat House, you're absolutely correct. Turning like what we've got here, 1,000-ounce servos is generally not needed in the scale world. Heck, in the scale world, you get by with a 300-ounce servo, especially with like the little dollhouse trucks like what I just went to. Yeah, you really didn't need anything big. I'm not even sure what servo I've got in that thing. It might have an old 422 Reese in it. It doesn't have much. 7 points for steering to the max and remind myself to be careful. Yeah, I did that a few times and I couldn't remind myself. I burnt that servo up. Traxxas Stampede was a kit? Really? What I liked, CK Graphics, what I liked about the Venom Creeper was it was already set up for 4-wheel steer. I bought a brand new Futaba 3PMX at the time, $200 radio. I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is nuts. I got a problem. I got to stop here. This is too much. And then I've done a really stupid move with that thing. I thought I was going to be smart because I was tired of changing AA batteries. So what did I do? I did a little solder job and a little battery connector. And I hooked it up backwards. I smoked that transmitter. I was sick. I was like, oh my God. Man, that hurt my feelings so bad. Nowadays, I probably got 40, 50 transmitters. I got plenty of them to go around. But yeah, at that time, man, that hurt. I can't stand to kill the ESC. If it's an ESC, a servo, man, I can't stand it when them things go out. I don't know why. It don't matter what my discount is or whether it was on loan or given to me or what. I just really hate killing ESCs. I try my best to not kill ESCs. Does Sean have the razor wires for sale? I do not know that he has any for sale. I do have a set here. They're the slightly harder compound. They're not these. But you're going to put them on your Ecto. Dude, Paul, you can't keep diffs in your Ecto as it is. You kill those gears every other run, dude. These are going to tear them up even quicker. Wonderful tire, though. Venom Creeper, yes, it was. Figure out how to get rid of bad bumps here on my Gen 8. You're just going to have to drive it, buddy. Lone Wolf. When you, I don't know if you can 4-link the front with a servo mount on the axle. I'm not sure about that one. But they just kind of have that in there. I have never been to Moss Rock. I'm not sure what Moss Rock is. I've seen a bunch of mossy rocks. I don't know if I would burn up a board faster than one of those cheap. Oh, Marcus firing another shot. 155 tires with no bead locks crawling a heavy truck is unique. Oh yeah. When I was driving that whatever the heck that one thing is, dude, it has about this much turn. Oh my God, it was killing me the whole time. Leaf springs, and you drive over an acorn. The only articulation it really had was the tires absorbing. And then of course there's no inserts or anything in them, so the tires were just rolling like crazy. You turn a tire roll. When the tire rolls real bad when you're turning, like, see, this is the kind of tech talk we need for an entire 2 hours. Just straight tech. This is what I would enjoy. I'd probably, oh man. But when your tire is rolling really bad, Every time it hits, it just pushes every time. So that's the reason that we like our inserts, to hold the tire up a little bit, but you still got to have some give. So you gotta figure things out. What's a 300? Talking about the Alacritus 300 winch. That's a fast one. I swear it was a kit, but we're talking about, remember, putting a servo, control the ESC. I want to kill ESC's 40-amp brushed hobby wing ESCs. You kill the 1060 ESCs? Really? Moss Rock is in Hoover, Alabama. I've never been to Hoover, Alabama that I know of. Okay. Yeah, because of the it helps to lock everything in, but the geometry is just kind of off a little bit with that truck, and you just have some bump steer in that thing. Just look, Ryan never went to the site to look. I just saw that spec a 3S light with a description and went off that. Birmingham, Alabama. Really? You say that place is better than CRV? Dude, I don't know. If it's better than CRV, why aren't we having ECC there? And why aren't we having other things? Are there any facilities there? Do they have like the showers, bathrooms, like a big pavilion? Do they have all those things that are needed? I go work on my rift to come back to shots being fired at NSDC with you guys for not messaging. Sorry, Clayton. You have about 3 minutes. Let it rip. Run 60mm shocks on my scale truck. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because they don't move too much on the scale trucks. Try to separate the ring and pinion. Well, Paul, you need to go ahead and get them ordered, buddy. Go to A-Main. Get them things ordered. Get them quick. Steering unit on the tie rod, the steering link, run 2 separate links. Tie rod connected to the steering link, run 2. Okay, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that one. I'm really gonna bump steer so it's scale. They all have a little bit, yes. Chad Harvey used to crawl Moss Rock when I lived in Birmingham. Great place to crawl. Yeah, I've never been there. I am planning to go Georgia Rock Zombies. I got to get the dates for it. Okay, good. Paul's got them ordered. You're going to need them with these tires, buddy. These tires hook up good. But, well, heck, I forgot what I was going to say now. I forgot. I feel like a volcano would be the ultimate crawler train. I think so, but I hear it's very, very abrasive and it'll rip your tires. Just cut your tires up. Kind of like what we had down here called Kakina. It's like basically a bunch of shells and very sharp. We have about 1 minute to go. The best place to crawl in the country, that's the place that you can get to and enjoy it. Simple as that. That's the best place to crawl where you enjoy it. Thanks for sharing. Good luck weekend. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Max Paul. Are you affiliate up to date on your website or making an Amazon order? Marcus, message me and I'll get you a new affiliate link, buddy. I appreciate you mentioning that. Remember when NSC blamed Holmes for their... Oh, I remember all that, Clayton. All that. And then I did the video with the battery showing the issue, right? Then Holmes follows up with another video talking about it, as technical as Holmes is, but the whole time he was holding the problem in his hand. The whole time he had the problem in his hand. That tiny little, like a 280 milliamp battery. You got like 7 amps to work with. And if your truck takes 5 amps to move, you only got 2 amps left for the servo. And if the servo needs 5 amps to turn, you've only got 2 amps left for the truck. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. KLN Cars. Thank you, buddy. This has a home servo that actually works. I do. I have 2 of the BLS 800s in Thor. I've got Thor up there. I got 2 of them in that. I've got another home servo in something else. I have no idea what. But I've got 3. The website, free is for free shipping. I think it can be used 5 times. And then we've got Live 5 for 5% off and Live 10 for 10% off. However, those are one-time use codes. Are they still active? I have no idea. I can't check any of that stuff. Thor isn't mine. You're not. Are you buying Thor? Well, I don't know. Thor is quite the thing there, buddy. All right. Anyway, let me go ahead and wrap this up. Guys, you've been awesome. Next time we do a live will be the live before Beat the Creek. And when I get back home from Beat the Creek, chances of me coming on here to do a live, because I might get home. If I'm lucky, I'll be home Monday. But if I'm driving on Tuesday, I'm not getting on here pulling a live after I get back. So anyway, so there may or may not be a live next Tuesday. I may or may not be alive next Tuesday. Who knows? Anyway, guys, catch you all later. Because he was getting his servos from someplace that you really like. Anyway, we will catch you guys later. Let me get this thing signed off on you. Y'all have a good day. There's that BEC I told you about. Ha ha.